and the goods are exported. Okay. So VAR is imposed by home country to limit the quantity of exports. VAR is done by the home country to limit the quantity of exports. Okay, to limit the quantity of exports that domestic firms can send to a foreign country. That domestic firms can send to a foreign country. Okay, so this is a VAR is imposed by the home country to limit the quantity of exports that can be sent to a foreign country. Okay, we'll add one more point. In order to avoid potential trade conflict, with the foreign country, Okay, so in the VAR is done in the purpose காகனா like ஒரு countryக்கு export பண்றோம் அப்படினா அப்ப வந்து அவங்க கேட்பாங்க why you are exporting only so low quantity. Okay, so அதனால first அவங்க வந்து இந்த மாதிரி restrictions இருக்குங்கிறத கன்வே பண்ணிடுவாங்க so that they will not come and fight with us. எங்களுக்கு இவ்வளவு கம்மியான quantity export பண்றீங்கன்னா they will not fight with us. So இந்த restrictions இருக்குன்னா first கன்வே பண்ணிடுவாங்க. Okay, so you understood the meaning of the words, no? Voluntary export restrictions. நாங்க இது வந்து எக்ஸ்போர்ட் பண்ணுவோம் இந்த country சொல்லிடுவோம் first. Okay, so take down this one so it will be better. In the chart மாதிரி போட்டு வெச்சுக்கோங்க கீழ. Exporting country. Okay, exporting country, government. This is importing country, government. I told you not at all. Don't use pencil now. To do it with pencil. The export country's government plays an self-imposed export limit. Self-imposed na avungalukku avungave. And the country is doing for their own country. They are placing some limit. This should be conveyed to the government of other country. Okay, they will not export more than this quantity. அப்படிங்கறத அவங்க கன்வே பண்ணிக்கணும். So for what they are doing is to safeguard the domestic business. Okay, have you done this? So this restrictions or negotiations, write down below the diagram. This restrictions or negotiations are mutually agreed. These restrictions are negotiated and mutually agreed upon, agreed by the both exporting and importing countries. I repeat, these restrictions are negotiated and mutually agreed by both exporting and importing countries. Agreed by both exporting and importing countries. Okay, so these restrictions will known to both the countries. ல தான் அவங்க எக்ஸ்போர்ட் பண்ணுவாங்க. Okay, the next one, next sentence in this is WTO. Who's WTO? World Trade Organization discourage this VER. WTO discourage this VER, which promotes free and fair trade practices. Free and fair trade practices. Okay, so the last sentence of the meaning enna, WTO always discourage this VER. The reason is they don't want any country to hold on their production. Okay, so the trade should be free and fair. Okay, WTO பொறுத்தவரைக்கும் the trade should be free and fair. No restriction should be there. Okay, so they always promote free and fair trade practices. Clear? So understand what is VER? VER with the voluntary export restrictions. So this is a self-imposed export limit. In ஒரு sentence மட்டும் ஞாபகம் வச்சிட்டீங்கன்னா you remember self-imposed export limit. Okay. So we'll see an example for this. Example in 1950. You write down and explain. Example in 1950. Japan exported. Example in 1950. Japan exported cotton textiles to Japan exported cotton textiles to USA. Okay, cotton textiles to USA, which creates negative impact on US textile producers, which creates negative impact on US textile producers. Okay, so next sentence, US government negotiated with Japan. US government negotiated with Japan and established VER agreement. Okay, so on the example படிச்சு பாருங்க, what is the meaning? Till you also study and see. Read the example and explain. Are you reading? I want all of you to read that example. Read the example. என்ன example அது? Are you reading? What happens? In 1950, Japan exports cotton textiles to USA. There is no restrictions on the quantity, so they exported more. What will happen to the US producers? Their products will not be sold. Yeah, they will be under a loss. So what US government did was, they had an agreement with the Japan, VER agreement. What will be stated? Like they will specify the quantity. Okay, only this much quantity you need to export. Okay, so we'll move on to the benefits of VER. Okay, the first one is, it protects domestic industry. Protects domestic industry. So VER protects the country. You can write down. Okay, VER protects the country by from foreign competition. VER protects the country from foreign competition by limiting imports and enabling them to grow. By limiting imports and enabling them to grow. Okay, so BER protects the domestic industry from foreign competition. Okay, the second one, mutually agreed solutions. Mutually agreed solutions. So, mutually agreed solutions on the board. Mutually agreed solutions. This allows bilateral negotiation. This allows bilateral negotiations between importing and exporting countries. Okay, so this allows bilateral negotiations between importing and exporting countries. What is the meaning of bilateral? Bi means two. So two countries. Okay, bi means two. The next third one, encourage employment opportunities. Encourage employment opportunities. So these non-tariff barriers, write down, these non-tariff trade barriers encourage employment opportunities in the domestic country. Employment opportunities in the domestic countries. Okay, so because of BER, employment opportunities will increases. Fourth one, reduce trade deficits. Reduce trade deficits. Deficits means deficit means less. Okay, so if more goods are exported, there will be less for the consumption in the home country. Likewise, more goods are imported, the same thing, surplus in the country. Okay, so write down, this restricts inflow of imports. This restricts inflow of imports. This restricts inflow of imports, which protects the home country. Which protects the home country. Fifth one, cordial trade relationship. Okay, what is cordial? Cordial means, what is the word meaning of cordial? Smooth. Okay, smooth or fair. Okay, smooth. Okay, no fight between them, other meaning. Okay, they don't fight. Here, the relationship between the importing and exporting countries between the importing and exporting countries. See, for importing you can write this as short. This is import, this is export. While writing notes, look into the board, everyone. Import, every time you are writing IMPORT, use the short one. This import, this export. Okay, while taking notes, use this. Okay, example short for writing. Okay. So what I told, importing and exporting countries. Read out the sentence. Restriction between the importing and exporting countries. Restrictions is relationship between the exporting and importing countries are mutually agreed. Okay. So they have a mutually agreed relationship. So the possibilities of no fights between them in the arguments are done. Okay. So these are the benefits of PER. So once read the benefits. What are the benefits we have seen so far? Mute your phone. We are discourage the free trade. Whose phone is that? Whose phone is that? Comment, mute your phone. Okay. So we are restricts the free trade and the flow of goods. Restricts the free trade and flow of goods. Restricts the free trade and the flow of goods. Okay. The next one, shrinks market competition. Shrinks market competition. Shrinks means, the word shrinks means that means market competition will reduce. Market competition will get reduced. So write down. So in the domestic industry, the prices rise. In the domestic industry, the prices rise without the fear of losing the market share. Without the fear of losing the market share. Okay, without the fear of losing the market share. So market competition illana avanga vandu price rise பண்ணிடுவாங்க. Okay, ஏனா competitors கிடையாது. Okay, so third one, limits consumer choices. Limits consumer choices. Okay, so the consumer will not get more products. Okay, and the country oda products mattum dhaan kedaikum or very few products. So write down, limits the choices. It limits the choices with locally produced goods. It limits the choices with locally produced goods. Fourth one, hinders innovation. So hinders means நிறைய innovation இருக்காது. Okay, innovation will be reduced. So this shortens the productivity. This shortens the productivity and economic growth. This shortens the productivity and economic growth in the long term. This shortens the productivity and economic growth in the long term. So only one more point remaining. Fifth one, retaliatory. I'll write on the top. Retaliatory. Okay. So retaliatory. Okay. Retaliatory actions. Retaliatory actions from exporting countries. I spell it, okay. R-E-T-A-L-I-A-T-O-R-Y. R-E-T-A-L-I-A-T-O-R-Y. So the meaning of retaliatory, பழி வாங்குறது. Okay, retaliatory another revenge, taking revenge, which means நீங்க எங்க மேல export restrictions சொன்னீங்கல, நானும் உங்க மேல restrictions நிறைய சொல்லுவோம் அப்படிங்கற மாதிரி they does. Okay, if one country do this, the repeat in vice versa, that country also will do for us. Okay, so that is the retaliatory actions of exporting countries. So take down. Other countries also may respond with other countries also may respond with similar measures. Other countries also respond with similar measures or restrictions. Similar measures or restrictions. Okay, so other countries also will go on